so hard to tell I'm saying the game's the right title. Because, like, apparently they just call all the games Call of Cthulhu, which doesn't exactly help, and it's not like we tap back in. Also, this game is not like me having my controller plugged in. Learned that one the hard way after fighting with my computer for about a minute, trying to get my fucking mouse to move and realizing it was switching between the controller, which doesn't have any inputs being pressed on it, and the mouse. So that's fun. Buckets worth of fun. I can't tab back. Oh, there we go. So, Pierce and Officer Bradley followed the intruder to the secret meeting place of a cult set in the network of underground caves right underneath the Hawkins Manor. They witnessed a strange ceremony led by Charles Hawkins, very much alive. Bradley tried to arrest them, but Hawkins, whose body displayed various mutations, disemboweled the police officer. As he tried to escape from him, Pierce found himself prisoner of a rockfall. Rushed to the Riverside Institute. He's in a critical state. Is he going to replay that little... Yeah, let me watch it again. Just for a little recap. I know, I think I watched this last time as well. Give me a high five.
No!
He's having a seizure.
He will survive. Strong subject.
There, he's opening his eyes.
Saved him for. I can't get up.
Don't move, Pierce. You can certainly say that you gave us a scare.
What did you do to me? Undo these straps!
Whoa, go easy, my friend.
You're dead.
You were dead.
Dead, Brad. You can't.
He killed you.
Here.
Are you sure he's better?
He was dead. Me too. We were dead. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, my friend.
What? No!
Drop the fucking bass on me. Oh.
What happened to me?
So we left off last time specifically.
Where am I?
Oh, jeez.
Mr. Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here.
You got no choice,
Surprise,
Sanders,
surprise,
and
leave
neither
my-
do we.
Insane silent
Don't
door
understand. If I go out, he'll see
Hey.
me. No, no.
Open. Oh.
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
So those are elder signs, right? The things he's got on his wall there. So I'm guessing, right? Because obviously the dreamer, right? So last time they were doing a spell, or not a spell, a spell. No, it was like a sacrifice to the one who dreams, which is a Cthulhu. So I'm guessing he put all those signs up to try to hide from Cthulhu while he was in the mental asylum. In your mind, feeding you thoughts that aren't yours, corrupting your very soul.
Pursue me right into their dreams. They swoop over their maps to
I think this is the greatest cash to talking to me.
is dark enough to hide the color of my blood. No wind strong enough to scatter my dreams.
Got that hobble because it's got like fucking decimated.
last of them rises up, you will choose.
A premonition.
I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me. But the earth will resound to your cries, or theirs. Awaken and free me.
That's good. Should have scrolled one of those elbow stars in my pillow.
Wake up. Come on, stand up. We don't have much time.
Fucking crazy guy in the background.
Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have
Just
nothing to do
fucking
with these
nuts in the
disgraceful
background, man.
treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about that. We must not stay here. There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
He's just having a fucking whale of a time.
What does this mean?
Also going to the You Can't Escape room.
Sarah.
Sarah
Am
Connor.
I in an asylum?
Sarah.
What did he write about the painting?
Oh, is this the
Why the strange symbol repeated over and over?
Just like I failed that check then.
This is no medicine. Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors.
Paddle Beetle?
If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him.
I mean, look, man.
Poor wretch.
The option's there to try it. You can't blame me for giving it a shot.
I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
It'll be your
Understand? These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for your gentlemen, I disappoint you anymore. No one enters or leaves.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those 2 myself.
Just want to make sure that I missed anything the other way. That's right, I think I have might have some form of do it. I don't know. Mental trauma, clues. So we saw Charles Hawkins. Definitely not in the right of state. I want to marry Colden. So we can hide. I think currently we're experiencing a bit of claustrophobia.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
I was just going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valves.
As you want. I'm gonna see if there's sleeping pills left. They've run out again upstairs.
Put a few aside for me, will you? And above all, leave the wheels where they are.
Okay, well, I think that's our fucking clue. If ever there was a clear sign of this is what you should do. Space.
It's locked.
I don't say Pierce. I find it funny that she made sure to bring me
The
another
green
lantern.
gas leaves from here, and it runs through the whole building.
Dr. Fuller, I've repaired your machines as best I can. However, the pipes have been damaged and I fear the gas escaping. Cannot do any more in such a short time. All I can do is warn you. If the equipment is put under too much pressure, risk an explosion. Z. Allen, mechanic. I guess that's my goal, huh?
This valve controls the pressure. It's impossible to break this chain with my bare hand. A duct. The control wheel is missing.
Okay, so we gotta go find a wheel and something to break that keychain, probably. Keychain, the chain lock. Oh, that's a success
Perfect.
noise. Though it definitely feels like a failure noise to me. Oh.
Have I activated anything? It's an ammeter. I didn't expect to see one on this little rock.
God, the claustrophobia really just fucking kicks in instantly, doesn't it?
The control wheel is missing.
Ah.
This lever must turn on the gas machine. There's nothing happening.
So I probably have to get the two wheels, or at least the one wheel to turn that up, then switch to the wheel location. That's a good guess for me. Spot hidden's going off. Heavy tome full of series 3 volumes, bedside of every experienced practitioner, contains the recent advances in modern medicine. It is frequently found in libraries of major medical universities. Surprising to discover a copy of such an isolate place as Darkwater. There's something hidden here. Ah!
I could use this control wheel to turn the valve I saw.
Question is, do I need 2 or do I need 1?
Locked.
Sweet.
You. Yeah, you there. Come here.
What do you want?
Sleep. That's all.
Sleep. You don't want to leave?
No. Have you seen the storm that's brewing? I'm fine here. Except for one problem.
You want sleeping pills, right?
Yeah. And in exchange, I can make noise. Lots of noise.
You'll draw the guards to your cell to allow me to escape.
So, you in? Find something to make me sleep, and I'll take care of the guards for you.
Is it the noise that disturbs you?
No, it's the nightmares. We all have them here. That's what wakes us up. And afterwards, there's no way to get back to sleep.
If I find something, who knows what I'll do?
Don't play the wise guy because you're on the outside and I'm not.
I ain't guarantee you that coming back here with the sleeping pills, okay, buddy? Guess this is a place to hide if he comes wandering on by. This guy right there. I'm worried about that other guy. So, leanings.
If I walk, I do not stop. If I do not stop, he does not catch me. If he does not catch me, I do not sleep. If I do not sleep, I do not see him. I do not hear him.
Get me out!
If I
Don't
walk, I
let
do
me
not
sleep
stop.
in here.
What is well enough inside me? I feel it in my head and in my body. He roars and swells and has strength of oceans. Its waves rise and crash, leaving behind them only trail of
None of these keys would be helpful in any way, shape, or form.
yes, yes, yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not 6.
Very adamant. Got his yeses.
I bet there's no longer any priests on Darkwater.
And the rosary, when it sells in the cellar of this Riverside Institute, it looks for a station of the Virgin. Sorry. Its representation of the Virgin looks nothing like I've ever seen. Oh, look, it's that squid mother that was holding that baby before.
My calculations
Oh boy, he's coming back.
It's done.
Now for the others.
Put a dead or out. Sleeping pills right there, though. Sleepy time wonder pills. Just don't get seized the thing.
Zoology, esotericism, mineralogy, and a full shelf on cephalopods.
Oh.
Sarah Hawkins.
Sarah Hawkins.
She was a patient here.
Was interned at Riverside for fits of insanity a while before her death. She wasn't the most at her. I can read. I swear it. I can read. She wasn't her first attempt with the fire in the mansion. Okay, I saw those two already. This is just another hidey cap. Yep. I need to have him start panic on me.
That Dr. Fuller again.
Document requesting to the fact that Irene Sanders, wife of Francis Sanders, had her husband interned as he showed grave signs of badness as he saw the painting.
Anatomy, anthropology, nothing surprising.
No, I mean, for someone who kind of knows what's going on here, the whole thing, is that a spittoon? Guess maybe my spot hidden check failed there. I don't know. I think it should have been sitting on one of those shelves.
Good God. What could this machine be used for? The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
Man, he's fucking whacked out of his mind. Some giant fucking cockroaches. Somebody told me the joke.
This machine seems to consume a great deal of electricity.
So we turned on, I think, the yellow and another one.
Theoretically, I've only got one lever to push.
Sorry.
What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation?
Let's give that check, huh?
Vats of rotten flesh? An elaborate electrical system? Like a dumb pulp novel. Worse and worse.
Spot hidden somewhere around here. Wrong way. According to his records, the patient seems to be suffering from psychosis. He gouged his own eyes out in an attack of delirium. Francis Sanders was the guy across the fucking way. The one who begged not to be taken out.
What is going on here?
Skull-growing tentacles. It's pretty nice. Goddamn Eurolothids. We're playing fucking, what's it called? God, why when I need it, it disappears. We're playing Baldur's Gate before it releases. Yeah, it must have been in there. Ah, there it is.
Do the cops know what's going on?
Bloodstained badge belonging to a Darkwater police officer. What was he doing in the cell of the Riverside Institute? One Ethan Bradley. Right? That must be whose badge it is. Maybe they revive people using that machine in the flesh of the Dark God. No, wait, no, it's not. Where'd it go? Oh, wait, yeah, that is the one we turned on. So we got, I think red's the one we're missing. But red is possibly behind the guard over there.
Exactly what I need.
What's that? Last week's incident caused significant damage to infrastructure, putting a stop to current experiments. This is unacceptable. From now, the wheels to produce the gas stockpiles must be kept in the storage room after each use. Moreover, to keep the register of use up to date. Ah. So I guess if we didn't spot hidden it, we could have just read that.
Now for the next step.
Okay, well, I actually want to go ahead and see if we turn on that machine. Double distraction. A fucking explosion. Is that the only... I guess there's only wheel in here. Aha!
Perfect.
Put out the fucking lantern, damn it.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if you can see the light or not, but... Should just knock him out, but I don't think there's that kind of combat in this game. I feel like if he sees me, it's just over.
With these chains on your wrist, you can't escape.
Where is the thing that's blinking? It's coming back and I know it, but I just don't understand where this thing is. It's obviously in the room. I don't think they blink outside of the room. Hey there. You wanna fuck off? Hey buddy. I'll give you like $20 to get the hell out of here. Tell me where the hidden objects is. definitely in here somewhere. Oh. No. I think it blinks faster when you get closer to it, but I can't figure out where it's blinking faster at. Hey! Do you see a green dot somewhere? I really understand what, like, where it is, how I'm missing this. What am I clearly missing? It's actually really bothering me. Mainly because, you know, I had the fucking roll to get that spot hidden. Which, granted, I have put quite a few points in the spot hidden, that's for sure. But I, for the life of me, like, just not fucking sussing this out. Ah. Fucking god, man. Just, you know, absolutely blind. Go back there in a second because I need to, I want to search the room that the other one needs swords. I don't really think we're going to need these keys. Actually, we might need the maintenance key run. I think that's over there. I wonder if there's anything else in the kitchen, but at the same rate, I feel like...
Think we got a walker!
I don't think it's worth it to sneak into the kitchen.
Is there anybody around here?
To know.
Where do they keep their sleeping pills? My new friend's sleeping pills. Scopolamine F. There's no such thing. They've created derivatives of all common medicines.
Thank you for trying to peek in.
I'll go take a look.
Pit stop before I do that. What's in here? Oh. Figures as much.
I've got what you want.
Show me!
There. And remember, they don't come for free.
Don't you worry, you'll have your diversion. Go on now, go hide yourself. The crows! They're everywhere! Make them go away! The birds! They're...
What carnage? All the levers are activated.
The last opus deals with the history of modern medicine, with knowledge evolving very quickly since the beginning of the century. The contents of the books will prove to be obsolete in a few years. Somebody playing Gmod in here. Full of fucking beat up corpses. Is that like the only thing seen here? I'm surprised. Kitchen guy who's just got his fucking eye out for me constantly.
You know what? My shift is over. You can go to sleep or keep on screaming. It's no longer my problem.
If your shift's over, then why are you going back to your post? He wasn't going back to his post!
What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? That should draw the attention of the guards. I should hide.
Damn it!
What happens if I do both? Let's play Sky High. Oh, I can't. I wanted to do this one. I want to do this one specifically so that it probably damaged the shit, and thusly they couldn't do any more of it. Ripperoni, I guess. Silly. His head was like bobbling.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. or you end up the same way.
What is the exact nature of the beast you're running away from?
You've got instinct, a sensitivity for the invisible. It puts you in danger. The creature that is pursuing me is not from our world.
After what I've seen so far on this island, I'm ready to believe you.
Don't do that! Do not believe. Or you'll end up like us all.
What happened to you, Sanders?
The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Chandler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her, it's no longer possible to save me. No!
Sanders! What the hell?
He told you to look away, didn't he? He told you to look away. This is what happens when we got pizza pockets.
Okay. This is insane. What killed him?
Don't think about it. So I know a very, very, very small amount about this kind of stuff. But I do happen to know about this. What killed him is called a dimensional shambler, I believe. It's a creature, which actually something I kind of semi-looked in. Creature I kind of looked into to work on my D&D campaign thing. Jesus.
Damn! The gas!
Essentially, once you see a picture of it, it knows where you are and will attempt
My
to
head.
kill you.
Later. We need to move on.
It's kind of like I don't know what else. Like it's basically so you see a picture of it, some kind of illustration or reflection, something of it, and it will find and kill you, and it shambles through dimensions, and it is fucking terrifying. It kind of looks like I didn't watch Stranger Things, but from what I've seen of the monster from like Dead by Daylight, it kind of looks like that, but without the plant face. Its face is a bit more just teeth, I think. I don't remember. The Leviathan.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
This is one I want a 1 in 4 chance of figuring out the psychology stuff. That's fine. I took off my jacket. This one's nicer in here now. It's fucking daytime. Clean this shit up. It'd be a nice place to live, you know.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Like fucking shit. Where's
Did
my
I
whiskey?
sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
I maybe might have said a
Bradley?
little bit too close to him.
Who else would it be?
There you go.
Mr.
Game's
Pierce,
distracting me.
are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I saw people in hoods. They had stolen Mrs. Hawkins' paintings.
Who are you talking about? Why would they do such a thing?
I don't know, but they were a threat. They've taken over the caves under the mansion. They were performing some kind of ritual. One of the entryways was under Charles Hawkins' office.
We suspect Mr. Hawkins of being involved.
My patients believe the old islanders used to worship primitive sea gods. Could they be the focus of the cult?
Am I hearing this right?
So you think me gullible?
No, not at all.
What else did you uncover, Mr. Pierce?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct.
Is
He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He
Was-
founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families.
was the badge where his arms
inextricably
are?
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating
so the-
everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
You saw the painting?
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes, I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan, and I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I don't have the...
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the...
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... That's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back.
Where's your badge,
But I
Bradley?
can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
Where's your
The man's a
badge,
danger,
Rory?
What can we do, Pierce?
Where's your badge, Badgley?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own
Count
death?
your bullets, Bradley.
Do you
Is
think
your
he
gun
covered up his wife's
loaded all
murder?
the way?
That's possible.
Are you
Seems hard to
missing a few
swallow.
shells, Bradley?
Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion, you don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Bradley, where's your bad? Just a little jump.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs. The pain. I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course. He's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins. And that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what. But
take a bathroom break real quick.
something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins.
No,
a visitor.
Yeah, sorry, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. My stomach's killing me. I'm like, shirt muscle. 1 second. Sorry. phones for a bit. I'm gonna continue playing for a while. See if my stomach doesn't wanna be a problem. If I have to go again, I'll just fucking call it. Cause God.
He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
You're right.
Probably best not tell a woman that her husband
Without a
got fucking
plausible explanation for
strangled
what
by
I
some
saw,
goddamn monster.
let's not jump to conclusions.
That seems wise indeed.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about...
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Everything back here again. Sorry. Looking at something.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well. Look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
Oh, I need a Russian psychologist.
I expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone of your allusion, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice. Rest assured, however, my anger is real. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident? This accursed island knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
I deduce that your husband already mentioned this dimensional shambler.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Level of Points of Wonder. I thought... Oh, psychology was professional. I should just get that up to 3. Seems like 3 is kind of the breaking point for most things.
Did she really care for him after all?
Jupiter, by those receipts of the letter in which you demand your body of your deceased husband, I am sorry to inform... This is the doctor, actually. I'm sorry to inform you that you cannot agree to return to his body to you at the moment of his internment, sign discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. Send my deepest condolences to you.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. A house of artists.
Is that not...
A house of artists.
No, I guess.
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even? A house of artists.
Nope, it's in this room. House of artists. No, teacup disappeared. Back. Go.
A house of artists.
I guess maybe over here. Nope. Ah, there. Just a fucking blind boy.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
So she wouldn't sell it to him because, you know, once you see it...
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins? She didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated. The Shambler. I I need to see it.
How many codes could there possibly be? I wonder if that actually has any relevance, or if I'm just being an idiot. Probably be. Not exactly beyond me to be a complete.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Mind if I just play this?
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody
This is the fucking asshole, aren't I?
except to burn everything.
Fucking repaying his wife.
I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
Paintings, that accursed Sarah.
Irene,
listen,
I made
right?
a mistake.
The piano plays in the background.
I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids. Each time I shut my eyes.
Bum, 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 bum,
I can't
bum.
take anymore.
Bum, bum,
I can't hold
bum,
it back.
bum, bum.
Forgive me.
Ah!
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection, or was he seeking to acquire it?
Art and Mysticism, Forgotten Objects in a collection written by Francis Sanders. In it, he catalogs and categorizes objects from all ages and origins that are linked to occult or mystical practices. It is opened at the page of a dagger that bears a symbol that is not unknown to me. Okay, so the dagger looks kind of like a twisted tentacle, and it's got an elder sign on it. See? See? You play her out of the fucking piano and you goddamn lured! I wonder if I would have recognized that otherwise. Without hitting the buttons for like a minute. She was there to look at the painting too, right? Maybe she never looked at it, I guess?
A strange Amerindian pendant.
Ancient, probably Amerindian. American Indian, maybe. I wonder what it could be. What it could be. A Whale and the Cod. A Brief History of Darkwater by Erwin Greenmouth. Is focused on the past glory of the island. I know if
I could use one of those. Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of the guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the Shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. Yeah, so once you see the painting, it knows where you are.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume spends time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses his worries by the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, begin to speak of their vision of a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Indeed. Sacrifices. Mysterium. It's a kind of encyclopedia of monsters and unknown creatures, and being to believe that they exist. But you're gonna, go into the deep, to jump off the deep end. Might as well go the whole way, right? It's the work of students in book form. Although the observations are relevant, they lack the expertise of the experienced physician. However, the questions asked allow us to imagine the new ways of exploring human anatomy. Man, I've been doing good.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
I have a well-off client in Boston who heard about the death of Francis Sanders and wanted me to size up his estate before making an offer to his widow.
Nice story. Bad lie. Learn how to dupe, Detective. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
I found this drawing of a dagger. Did you come across anything like it in your reading?
Perhaps. I saw several daggers in the ledgers. I could always check. What I didn't find, however, was the slightest reason why I should help you, Detective.
I don't need your services. I can manage all on my own, thanks.
Do it then.
Fine, bitch. Fine. Like I can. I don't care at all. Oh, cool, another hidey hole. Not the knife I'm looking for. It's a Nekaharan warrior from Warhammer, of course.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
I wonder if we'll grab the knife. Because, there's a thing over there. I imagine it won't activate until we go and touch it, but guessing that all these knives that are about, it's probably a good thing we figured out which one we actually needed. No, not quite right. I know, this is not the museum, right?
Why was he so interested in old weapons? Why was he so interested in old
Here's
weapons?
the knife.
Why was he so interested in old weapons? The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
A very specific kind of art gallery. Guess you're really gonna need this lamp, huh? Far from possessing the talents of Sarah Hawkins, Sanders drew a dagger with a tortured form down to the smallest detail. The guard carries a strange esoteric symbol, a recurring feature of his correspondence with Sarah. Guess maybe if I hadn't found that other book. We're gonna see the monster. How wonderful. The original Slenderman. It does a very good job of looking grotesquely human.
What the hell was that?
Negative 50-50. It's too fucking dark.
Damn. This dagger looks different.
Go. Yeah, I'll keep it in magic dagger. Stab him in the face with it. Terrible. I hate it.
What's the matter with you?
Didn't do shit.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yeah, like a giant, head crab.
Sanders was right. This painting is cursed.
What are you talking about?
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
Really?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Yeah, let me just rip that painting up real quick. Like, just absolutely fucking decimate it, please. Cardi.
Where's the bookseller?
Cardi Burger here. Comes from Japan.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
When you see the whale in your dreams, that is the penis. And when you see the whale entering the water, that is your desire to fuck your mother. It is all in your dreams. Practical work written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe this theory is applicable to my nightmares. I'm pretty sure Freud was fairly recently just fully debunked.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth. Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shade of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared beginning of the 18th century. Are we sure we're not dealing with the Illithid here? Jumbo, though. Big old fucking
The Book
turkey.
of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Those forbidden writings are of the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of the Theosophy wouldn't have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought that they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore of Darkwater, it could be as much of a fake as irreparable proof of Blotsky's sincerity. That guy just fucking took it. Oh, I guess it's the same thing that was on the hospital. Did you read the book? I'm sorry. Have I fucking stopped
What does
before?
this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Damn it! It's a kid looking at a fucking shambler drawing. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. Presents itself as the reference work of the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details of the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmographical illustrations. I like how this book will affect your destiny. Definitely appeared up there. As precise and illustrated with as much of the detail as the first volume, the book focuses on healing surgery specifically to malformations in motor vehicles. I like how I'm just taking all these fucking books. I'm not gonna pay him for them, of course. That would be silly. These fucking skulls. I wonder if they're real skulls. Like, you know, obviously, right, video game, whatever, right? But I wonder if he would have real skulls, or like, if it's like, I think it's like still like 19 something or other. I don't actually know when these games take place, kind of thing. 19th century, the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, while grails gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears to be more mysterious because, up till then, the region was favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, the months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. The greatest catch. The big catch, I don't know what they called it. Were those titties? Kinda titties. That's just good enough for me. For another reason.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work.
I think the Spothead wasn't for the Dream Zone. I don't miss anything because I entered there. Probably could just follow the ball before, huh?
No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally.
Ah, yes.
Was he
I
hurt
saw like
then?
a little bit of goop on the ground.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the? Charles Hawkins?
Yeah. So, Hawkins, because he's some kind of horrible squid beast, couldn't touch the fucking thing.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
So because he's a Cthulhian beast now, he couldn't touch the Elder Sign.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last Hawkins trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. There's somebody inside the window. This is a spot hidden here somewhere. At least that can be said about the book is that the title is well conceived. Illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Oh wait, so okay, yeah, kind of already said that in there. I feel like if I open up the safe, it's got to be the important thing. Ah, there.
A strange amulet.
What the fuck
I have a
is
feeling
this?
I'd better not touch it.
A strange amulet, pendant in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. It might find out by searching through. The Hound. Thought I just say cutely a bunch of it. Take me through all the stuff I need to know. I'm just tapping on to get the gooey. I don't consult the thing every time. Yeah, that's the fucking least way to put it. A nice way to put it. Deceased. He was picked up and bent into multiple different fucking ways. Exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin, probably dates this the 16th century. It bears the Elder Sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Solomon the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pargali used the creature and the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the place. What is certain is that Solomon had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after the demonstration of power? Oh wait, was they dogs there? The Hound. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer, devourer of bodies of the Lang cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, representing the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths the amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to track and dismember all defilers. Check taken from the Malays? Be sure. Painting was exposed in the French sky, but I think the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Dimension Chandler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keep it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it's in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and allow it to rip you open with its claws. I'm losing more sanity as I... It's like... Pierce raid the ancient treaties, the mass Spacarium. The Spacarium makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world of Parallel Universes. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. The orders you have gone through left you to their mark, but you still manage the best you can. Keep your mind busy in order to chase away the doubts, that painful memories. You have some way to go. Who knows, your mind could lead you along this path of insanity. I wonder if I lose, if I get all the way down. Probably.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. That's so fucking stupid. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she's still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. Well, I'm fucked. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of imagination. Indeed, despite my preferences for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents to the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The contents of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will not will act accordingly. In any event, it will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your. I will neither be there to guide you nor suffer from your actions. Okay. Sorry, I know the things that happen. It's kind of like sliding them.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Question along the Arthur Predictions, written by Nostradamus, translated that guy. Volume is Archaeology.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
I bet you these are the codes.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Isis Unveiled. God, no!
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. How many volumes are there in this collection? Things are not looking good.
I figured the chessboard teams are prominent. I missed something.
Things are not looking good.
Something must be, you know. Is it 4?
A kind of chalice.
Goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with the real precious stones. The rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif. Yeah, what is the Arkham?
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Arkham editions. Aha! Every few years, it's possible for a single practitioner to know all the medicinal knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. It was a sonograph thing.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its
First number
secrets.
is the amount of red.
The chalice of
1,
knowledge.
2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So it's 5, 4. So I don't forget. I'm very dumb. I'm guessing the last number is the number of Archimedes books.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So number 9 is the one we want to look for. Either it's number 9 or number 9 has some kind of relevance to it.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
3.
So these are the volumes that Drake was... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Why are there 2 2s?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
That's 6.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
8. 4.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a... So these are the volumes that Drake was talking... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing that particular volume is the thing. Right?
So these are the volumes that Drake was
6.
talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
6, 7, 8. It should be IX. Unless I'm missing something. Which I probably am, honestly. If I know me, I'm always missing something.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Collection of poems from Edward Pickman Derby, known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems and sensation received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Maybe it's just 9. Was that not it? I think these are right. Is that not the volume?
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Wait a second. That's a... Oh.
What did Drake say about this collection?
What? I think it's picking up a different book is why it's showing its... No. Azoth and Other Horrors. Nightmare Lyrics. There was only 19 years old. 1908. This is the best thing on Azoth?
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume.
Oh, I thought I could have moved my head.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
Okay, let's just go back and...
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9, right? That's the one.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
954. Maybe I counted wrong? There's definitely 4 white pieces still on the board.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess I'm counting wrong.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold.
Right,
To
that's
be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Instead of 4. Also, it should be 5, 4. This one I think is the one I'm missing on specifically.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
Collection? E.P. Derby.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake... What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message.
And these red rocks, like I finally understood that we were only dear friend. I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
So it should be 4 for this.
The Chalice of
1,
Knowledge.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 4. There's something else with that one. I also got that 2 listings wrong first time, so. You know what? If I just.
What did Drake say about this collection?
That he never tires of reading it. I saw that again. I have no clue what I'm missing here.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
2, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting with this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It can't be like. I'm so fucking lost right now. Almost there. The Hidden Save, Charles Hawkins. Can I just pick it up and try to bust it? Like, I'm so confused. Unless I'm missing something here, right? The first one is about the chalice.
And these red rocks,
and
like
he talks specifically about the red drops, the gems.
Set in divine gold. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
The Queen has little protection.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, not including the fucking queen. Ugh, I'm an idiot. So it's the pieces that weren't including the queen is what I was missing there. No question about it, we're leaving an Necronomicon. So just open that bad boy up. Bunch of dead rats and roaches near the book, but it's not gonna stop me. I think it's a Necronomicon. Well, that's a good sign. What the fuck? What? Sam, help. Nameless bookstore. Pierce traced the trail of the attempted burglary to have discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attractive to the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Yeah, okay, so we didn't get transported to the hospital again. You'd say, because that would have been something else.
This man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course.
So
I'll see what I can do.
For some reason, no.
Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body. His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject, severe hypothermia, erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums, necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
Dead.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
The captain's over there fucking arguing with Fuller.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth. In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet,
it's got no fucking bone.
If there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn
He's trying to get to an ill with that.
What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem
Is
like
this
the
fucking
skull
Baldur's
of a
Gate?
Look at these sticky
Surprise
rings
D&D
growing at his
playthrough. Haha,
fingertips.
cries.
What can be happening?
I'm sure
Sticky
you'll
rings
find
growing
an
squid
explanation.
hands.
You have to.
Turn it to a fucking
I see
squid.
signs
Squids
of
don't need
hypodermal
ears.
crisis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And
Over
he
the
won't
sea, it's a
believe me,
squid.
but when we bathed him earlier,
he seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
He's a fucking squid.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What
You're
I'm
poking
doing?
him.
How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him
It's the
with
best
the best
cat in
available
island.
Your imagination
It's
is
the only
without
hero on the
limit.
island.
It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
These are alarming symptoms.
I don't want
If
to
we
just go
don't
ahead and
act,
call him,
he'll
say
die.
he's doing my back.
Do
He
you
might just
believe
fucking
that?
Convict her.
I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps.
Would you specify, you
It
ass?
amuses you.
He's making it so
reaction
obvious.
does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and
He's
one
an
of our
Oxygen kind of guy,
profession's
not a
most
squid, so not
influential
anything.
voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office. What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mum.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects. This place draws you in and never lets you go.
Calendar.
The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office. It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
So you gotta turn off the water or something until she leaves the room. This man, he digs an aquarium. like how obviously, like, you know, nonchalant he is about it. Right, where like he knows what he's fucking doing. Turn that man into an octopus. Wouldn't tell you about it, but he is. He knows he is. That's why he's like, cephalopod puppy. I know what I'm doing, you cheeky little cunt. Like a dictionary, this word references an alphabetical or whole medical file known and practiced in the modern world. For each of its entries, the major works and the names of references are listed. Not much more of this game is left. I think we're going to stop in kind of soonish, maybe after we finish this section.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Wow, bitch. See how it is.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going?
You thought you were busy.
Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless. I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctor.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw that
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan.
Pseudoscientific work by Caris Cesare, like was it Kaiser? Kaiser could be Kaiser. Lombroso correlates the individual's morphology and his criminal predispositions, seriousness of the studies, and the accuracy that demonstrates that nothing can deceive an
Listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
Naughty girl.
And the
We've been waiting to be restocked for weeks.
Imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing.
I wonder
Silly
if
goose lets herself be trodden on.
right. So
oh well.
I'm in control of her
we
body.
won't have to clean for a while.
Right.
You just wait and see the next time.
I don't have any business in the boiler room. Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
I gotta get that woman away from
The
door.
operating room is never accessible after an operation. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Yeah, it's changing complete detail and treatment. It's not given. Start reflex standard.
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in Dormitory B.
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood. Anything else?
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
A man?
What state is he in now?
You should go
He's a
see for
man.
yourself, Doctor.
If he walks, if he talks, if his actions are a little
The
bit
key to the boiler room. Dr. Fuller, the key to the boiler room is missing. Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him.
Look, it's Pierce. Or Bradley. I'm Pierce. Or no, I'm not Pierce, but you know.
Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing
He's
here?
his badge now.
I'm waiting for my medication, of course. Why?
Tell me your symptoms.
I have headaches. And I can't sleep.
Do you suffer from insomnia?
No. Look, I don't want you to laugh at me.
Ethan, if you don't trust me, then who?
I have nightmares. They keep me awake every night.
Everyone else in this fucking
It seems stupid, I know, but they're terrible.
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the things I see. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have this affliction. It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be related to Fuller's work?
I don't know yet, but I will
boy.
figure all this out.
I'm pretty sure
Everyone
it's
in our
majorly
order is suffering from nightmares.
Really?
We don't have any medication left.
Oh. There's no excuse then. I should let you work.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Literally, just go into anybody's house. They probably have a bottle of medication.
I don't get why they have us waiting so long. Almost no patients here.
Where did my fiance go? I hope those nutcases will stop burdening her with work.
Dr. Colden.
Dr. Colden, is that you? Darling.
It's a quiet little town. Days go by, steady as ever. I wanted more for myself, but...
Dr. Colden, here you are at last. This patient was again brought up to the psychiatric wing. We've been following the treatment you prescribed, but the dysgeusia persists and he's lost a great deal of weight. We haven't been able to move him. The stress makes him hyperallergic.
Is this the, guy was upstairs?
Sir,
We talked
I am
to
going
him,
to
gave
examine
medicine?
you. Do you understand? Inject him with a dose of pentobarbital, intramuscular, so that I can conduct the clinical examination.
Anyway, look at him.
He bit his lips so much, they're still bleeding. White froth, evidently because of such drooling. His binds left bloody wounds.
So, Doctor, what should we do with this patient?
Those basement brutes tied him up too tight, and now he's hurt.
I keep trying to heal his wounds, but he reopens them.
Do you have a diploma as a nurse?
Excuse me?
So take care of this man.
Got him, bitch. You got a fucking diploma? What?
Dr. Colden?
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble.
Dr. Colden?
Doctor.
What is the boiler room key doing here?
Take it.
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Can I fucking have it, please?
The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it.
Okay, well, at least we know where it is then, I guess. There's also a someone used to hook up to a blood pump.
Why did nobody tell me about her admission?
File describes the state of which Irene Sanders entered the residence to, as well as the treatment administered to her. Fuller added a handwritten note. He recommends to take her down to psychiatric wing in order to provide her with the quiet and rest she needs.
Mrs. Sanders?
Oh!
He broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
Ah, the whaling station. What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about?
Ah, doctor, that you?
I don't like the
Yes,
way he looks.
it's Dr. Colden.
Like his
Tell me what
mouth.
happened.
It's the old whaling station. See?
The one that hides the smuggling business.
Oh no, not them. They don't go on that side of the island. Everyone in his place. The captain on one side, Cat on the other, and me. Well, I've been to the whaling station, I have.
What did you see there?
Nothing at all. The floor was all rotten and I fell straight through.
And that's how you broke your back.
Perhaps. No idea. Passed out.
Hay fever. What's he doing here?
Doctor, please. My chest. Oh.
His perfusion of a semi-physiological solution doesn't seem to work.
What?
He's undergoing a ventricular fibrillation.
What? Why is there milk in his IV?
Nurse? Deborah, come and help me, please. His potassium level is too high. Replace it with 2% glucose solution with insulin, calcium, and sodium bicarbonate.
I'll tend to it right away.
Thank you. He's in your hands. Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself. And keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you. Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food.
I thought there'd be more to it. But also, isn't that not entirely true? Because, you know...
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Whoops! Okay. Just want to know why I couldn't take the boiler room key, because obviously I have to...
She's a witch, an old hag.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly. Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Quite the amount of freckles.
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself. And the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Come now. Don't let that witch sap your morale. We're lacking in qualified personnel, and she knows it. Her petty punishments won't last forever.
I'm trying, Doctor. I'm trying. It's just that sometimes I imagine she shuts down the water herself, just for the pleasure of harassing me.
Her time is much too precious for these kind of petty games.
Anyway, I've learned my lesson. I'll hold my tongue next time.
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor.
She does. So, I'm guessing, right, because, you know, where else would the head nurse keep her shit? Except for at a head nurse's desk, like this one. So...
The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait.
I'm assuming that's her desk there. And she did turn off the water just to fucking scream at that girl. She's a bitch, a witch, and everything in between. I'm so sorry, girl. But you are a small sacrifice to... Ooh, I thought that was a dead body. This is unsanitary as fuck. Until they have no fucking standards for maintenance here.
I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Hey, boys! Surgery room's closed. Remember that captain went.
I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Man, you really have such a stick shoved straight up your ass.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time.
I don't know, I feel like the comma should have been a set pause. I don't know. It felt weird that she hold your courage this time. Had the comma there, but didn't have any kind of pause for it.
We're running out of this medicine.
I know, Doctor. We sent the purchase order, though, but Mrs. Donovan refused it.
Once again.
Can't you do anything?
Donovan takes her instructions directly from Dr. Fuller. I'm afraid I can do nothing about it for the moment.
Ooh. Fun double doors.
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders.
Peculiarity rare mental illness. subjects with mental disorders linked to exposure to works of art. Is that like a real thing, or? I don't. Anything's open.
Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
I'm good.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls Rufus.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
It's that fucking finger.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here?
But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Which kind of reminds me of
James
Elizabeth.
Irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
I guess it's Sarah's, probably. But I'm missing an interaction note over here or something? Ah, here it is.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement. I should go another way.
Freak out at me. Did you leave her alone? I'm just making gestures. I guess they don't expect you to really come over here. God, imagine having to carry a fucking patient all the way down these stairs. Ugh.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around. Slowly.
Have you tried this game?
Talk, filthy thief!
Serving?
Oh, I swear I'll shoot!
Take a minute to look around. Everything points to Charles Hawkins.
He's dead!
No. He was here for a very specific item.
Oh, no.
The book. Why was it in the safe?
Have you read it?
Answer the question.
How foolish of you. Now you won't be able to escape his will. What did it show you?
She went into Fuller's office. She was looking for Sarah Hawkins' corpse.
Sarah Hawkins, you say? Let's go back to the start, shall we? Whose life did the Necronomicon choose to show you?
Dr. Colden. She was at the Riverside Institute. She's in danger. I have to go.
Wait. No one knows the occult better than me. You might need my help.
All right. All right. I might need you after all.
Perfect. Let's meet later at the Hawkins mansion. Now go! Rescue the doctor!
Thank you, Drake.
I think we'll call it here for tonight, because I don't know how much more of the game is left. I'd assume maybe 2 chapters would make good. I don't think we can get done a half hour, so I'll call it here, just for secrecy, for specifics. I'll just exit and save out of any cutscene that pops up after this. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, do like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitch, 217 helps out. Do streams, so if you follow on Twitch, you might catch me live and say garbage to me, like, Brandon, why are you so bad at video games? In any case, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, if I am alive. Bye-bye.